was walking up a hill, it was looking toward the ground with a big boulder in his hands. Suddenly it caught scent of Chief Indian Feather, looked up towards him, had the boulder, threw the boulder toward
Please support this channel by subscribing and leaving comments.
Before we begin, here's a little info about Don Keating. Don Keating is a long-time Ohio researcher. It's safe to say that through the 1980s, 1990s, and into the early 2000s, he was the most prolific Bigfoot researcher in the Eastern U.S. Don published a monthly newsletter beginning in 1985 up until 2004. He also published several books about Bigfoot and released many VHS and DVD research compendiums. Don has organized and hosted several Ohio Bigfoot conferences over the years as well. In the late 1990s, Keating did some video reports for John Horrigan's American Association of Hoaxed Anomalies show. The segments were called the White Sasquatch Report.
Hi, Don Keating here with another segment of the White Sasquatch Report. This evening I'm going to talk to you about multiple sighting eyewitnesses. Recently in the Portsmouth, Ohio Daily Times, there was a report, front page, of a man who lived in southern Ohio in Scioto County who claimed to have seen a Sasquatch creature on 9 different occasions. Now if you're sitting back there laughing, drinking your soda, I don't blame you, because that's extremely hard to believe. Once or twice, I can believe that. The third time, well, you better have a camera or something with you and be able to prove it to me. But after that, I really get skeptical. Locally, in Coshocton County, Ohio, a fellow by the name of, we call him Chief Indian. He recently reported to me in mid-April that he had found footprints on his property. Well, Mark DeWorth and I, a member of the Eastern Ohio Bigfoot Investigation Center, traveled to central Coshocton County to Chief Indian's location to take a look at the tracks. We did, and lo and behold, the tracks appeared to be somewhat weathered and probably were a couple of weeks old. Nonetheless, the tracks were there, were about 14 to 15 inches in length, and were made by a bipedal individual. What made them? I haven't the foggiest idea. Not too long after that, Chief Indian Feather, he told me that he had this, well, it's just such an amazing story. He was privileged to see a Sasquatch from 400 to 500 yards away, a Sasquatch which was dark in color. Didn't know if it was walking up a hill or was stationary, but it was also at a position where he was able to see that it was dark in color with a white spot on the chest and stomach. Sorry folks, 400 to 500 yards away. Can it? File 13 automatically. And then after that, May 25th, I believe it was, of this year, 1999, Chief Indian Feather reported to me, again, that he not only seen 1 or 2 Sasquatches, he saw 3. 2 of them were standing at opposite sides of a trail, looking at each other, stationary, and the third one was 50 feet away from him, walking up a hill. As it was walking up a hill, it was looking toward the ground with a big boulder in his hands. Suddenly it caught scent of Chief Indian Feather, looked up towards him, had the boulder, threw the boulder toward Chief Indian Feather, and then took off into the woods. Wow! What an amazing story, huh? My point to this entire commentary is, once or twice I can believe. After that, you better have photographic evidence. Chief Indian Feather told me that they didn't have any film for the camera because it was that time of the month where they were low on money and they couldn't buy a $2 roll of film. But guess what, folks? They could spend $3 on a pack of cigarettes. Nothing against cigarette smokers out there, but they had the money for a pack of cigs, but they didn't have the money to prove the existence of Bigfoot. Just remember, if you're going to give me a fantastic claim, you had better be ready to back it up with some solid documentation. I'm Don Keating for the Eastern Ohio Bigfoot Investigation Center and a correspondent for A.A.H.A. saying, until next time, keep your skeptical hat on.
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.